Let's get into what we think about this team so far this year. So what we're going to do is we're going to give our individual grades on our first week impressions for all the players that are in the rotation, along with all the coach as well, to just let you know exactly what we think about the first week. And we know short sample size, but we're just going to give you our first week impressions and give grades. Then maybe we'll do it again in a month or so, or maybe 20 games. We'll decide, when we're going to do the increments of these grades. So now let's get to Coach Frank Vogel. And looking at the Suns so far this year, 2-2 so far. Both losses have come when they've had double-digit leads going into the fourth quarter. And looking at like their team rating so far, I know it's early in the year, but they are 17th in offense, scoring 110.8 points per game. 8th in defense, only allowing 105 points per game, and they're 11th in pace. Now, when I say pace, I'm talking about the amount of possessions you get per game and just playing as fast as possible or as slow as possible, depending on what you want to do. And he has talked about a lot how they want to play with pace. So I think 11th in pace is pretty good. So far, what grade would you give Coach Frank Vogel?
I give him a B so far. I think it's been really tough for him coming in, dealing with these injuries right away to Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, but I would give him a lot higher if last night did not happen. Yeah. I just think that was really tough. I mean, you have to fault the coach at some point for that. And him making excuses after the game of the shot clock not working properly in the third quarter and that making the Suns lose momentum, and then saying that KD was fouled at the end. I mean, however you want to look at it, it's still kind of making excuses. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I just think he's done – overall, I think he's done a really good job, though. I mean, when you look at the whole body of work, when, like I mentioned, no Booker, no Beal, he's been really getting these guys to play. The fact that Grayson Allen and Eric Gordon turned it around so quick, the fact that guys are stepping off the bench like Yuta and Goodwin and even Nasir Little at some points, they're all buying into Vogel's system, and I think that's the biggest thing with him is you can see his system already. We're 4 games in, and you can see the Suns really wanting to buy in. But, yeah, I mean, last night was just tough, though, when you look at their defense, especially in that second half. So I think that is why I bumped him down from a A to a B, just because of last night's performance.
So you bumped him down from an A to a B. I bumped him down from a B to a C+. And you mentioned how he has been dealt a bad hand, right? No Booker, no Bill for most of the year so far. And you have to put that into account. But when it comes down to the things I'm looking for in coaching, defense is a big thing, right? And the team has been playing very good defense outside of, the fourth quarter last night. Very good defense so far, and that's his specialty is. Doing a good job at that. And I feel like the offense is also doing a good job of moving the ball, but when it comes to crunch time, I feel like they're not executing well. And that's a big part of coaching. So when you look at the fact that they have 2 games where they're up by more than 10 points going into the fourth quarter and they squander those leads and lose those games, that's something that you have to point at the coach for. Now, I understand if you have Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, or either or of those guys, you probably win those games because you have another playmaker out there. But he has to find a way to play with the hand that he's dealt and find what you can do out there. And that's why I mentioned like those different sets you can run where maybe Eric Gordon is the point guard or Grayson Allen's initiating offense, just to switch it up a little bit. So maybe my grade's a little harsh. Guys in the comments can let me know. But I'm going to go with C+ for right now for Frank Vogel.